Nah, 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 no. Yeah. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Yeah. I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. See, we was.
Assalamu alaikum YouTube, how you doing? It's your boy, the Senior Alameen. You know me on Facebook as the one and only Jesse Macbeth. On the CB and the airwaves, known as Double O Negro. The voice ain't got a stutter, it ain't your brother. Forgive me if I sound a little bit winded or sound like I'm struggling breathing a little bit. You know, back in March of 2020 or 2019, I forget when, I got the flu really bad. This is when coronavirus first was like out in China, before it supposedly hit America. You know, I went to the emergency room and they said I got the flu. But ever since then, I've been, sometimes breathing has never been the same. So I don't know. So that's that. If you listen to this, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to reach that mythical 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to hit that number. So wants to do your brother a favor, hook me up, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get it crack-a-lacking. You know, thank you very much to those who have subscribed and those who continue listening. You make this channel what it is. So this video is I want to talk about intentional communities. A lot of people asking me, they say Jesse, they say Double O Negro, they say Jaseen, why are you building an intentional community? Why'd you take some of your land and try to build an off-the-grid intentional community? You know, well, my number one answer is I don't like people. You know, but then that kind of contradicts the fact that I want to make a community. So I'm looking for a bunch of other hermits that don't like people, just like me. That'll be a crazy society, a bunch of anti-social people. Anyway, but no. Well, kind of true in a little bit. I don't like people, but also I kind of want to get back a little bit. And I know homesteading is a big thing. And I am kind of antisocial in the fact that I think the society that we're living in is poisonous to people of color. You know, and I also feel like I don't want to pay my oppressors, you know? Like, because every time you go to a grocery store, you know, because, you know, the black-owned grocery stores are far and few in between. And you know, and the dollar doesn't, like, circulates in our community like 6 hours and then it's gone, you know, less than that, you know? And then it's gone. In most communities, it circulates a lot longer than that, you know, but ours is gone, right? So I'm tired of my money, my tax dollars, going to fund a justice system that gives our people injustice, you know? I'm tired of my tax dollars going to fund police that shoot and murder unarmed men that look like me, you know? I am tired of supporting a system that oppresses me. I'm essentially financing our oppression. We all are. You know, I'm tired of participating in that, right? So I know every time I go to a grocery store, I'm paying my oppressor to eat, you know, because I'm hungry, need some food. Who owns that grocery store, you know? And where all the taxes go for that, you know? I know every time, you know, I pay my mortgage, I'm paying a bank. And most of these banks, you know, played a part in slavery. You know, they got a huge profit, became what they are from slavery, especially Wells Fargo and Chase and all them other damn banks, you know? Every time I turn on the power in my house, guess who I'm paying? Guess who owns the power companies, you know? So I can't even wash my ass, cook my food, get warm, and live indoors without somehow financing my oppression. So I wanted to build an intentional community on my property to where, one, I invested heavily in solar and wind turbines and renewable forms of energy. I control my own energy. Yeah, my initial investment, I got to pay my oppressor in some form, but that's only a one-time payment, and then boom, I have energy, never-ending amount of power that I can use. And I've taken a lot of time to study and learn how to build that, and I've been successful in that, right? I learned how to drill my own wells, right? So I'm not paying my oppressor for water. I got my own clean water, filtered water, well water off of my property that I own. So it's water that I own. So I'm self-sustainable in that way. I grow my own food, my own crops, you know? I I am able to do these things. So I am independent. I'm off the grid. I'm not dependent on the society. And there's other reasons for it too. Because we as black people, we are so unprepared for any disaster. You know, a lot of us in our community are one shift away from not being able to pay rent. You know, if we miss the shift, we can't pay rent. If we miss the shift, we're not going to eat that, you know, for a couple of days. So we're not prepared. We don't got a backup plan, you know. And this way, if shit hits the fan, I know that, hey, me and mine are going to be good because I can always go to my land where everything is prepped for self-sustainability. Everything is prepped for me to live off the grid. I have lights, I have radio, I have TV, I got internet, I got off the grid internet, I got satellite internet. Man, we got comfortable living. I have everything that I have in my regular house, but just off the grid on my farm, you know? And I think an intentional community of like-minded people doing that, you know, would be awesome. You know, like-minded people separating and stacking our money. You know, they can still get a job in the city and then come back here. You know, and of course, you know, they're still paying some taxes somehow because whenever you get a job, they tax you. You know, whatever. We're never going to escape 100% paying taxes here in America. I still got to pay land taxes. You know what I mean? But at least I can cut down drastically. I could cut down by like 99% or 98% of the taxes and the money that goes to financing my oppression. You know what I mean? And those people, they can just stack their money, you know, and a year of living off the grid, you know, maybe let's say 2 or 3 years of living off the grid, you got $50,000, $60,000 stacked up, or depending on how much you make. You know, if you make the average, I don't know what a minimum wage person makes because I haven't made minimum wage in years. But I don't know. Let's say they make $20,000 a year, and their only car, and to say they spend maybe $5,000 a year on bills. Well, more. Let's say they spend $10,000 a year on bills. You know, so you know they can put away $10,000. They ain't got to spend on nothing else. But even that's a stress. They'd probably save a lot more because the only thing you really have is a car note if you want to keep your cell phone, whatever, you know what I mean? So living off the grid is a way to cut your dependence on a society. I think it's poisonous. On a way to learn to be self-sustainable, and a way to stack your own money so you can do what you want later on. If you want to open your own business, want to buy your own land, if you want to do something else. And my goal was to make something like into Black Wall Street. And, you know, I wanted to open stores on there, a clinic, my own grocery store on my land, a bed and breakfast, our own school. I wanted to do things, you know, so we are self-sustainable and we can get our own city. We can build our own little small city and do things, you know. And but that's just my idea. I can go a lot deeper into it, but I'm trying to keep my video shorter. And besides, I just killed this big old spider in my garage. I'm afraid his brothers and his cousins and his uncles are going to come back and try to jump me. You know, these spiders, they be sticking together. So I'm about to end this. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for listening.